Welcome back to Untitled Label, where we strive for greatness through optimization. In today's episode, we're talking about something that anyone that's starting to acquire assets or already has assets should definitely have. However, before we get into the video, I want to take a second, as always, to say thank you for watching, taking time out of your busy day to watch these videos. If you do enjoy, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Another thing, hit that notification bell. It lets you know every time that I post a video, so you're up to date and you don't miss any of this kind of informational videos that I am putting out. And of course, check out Untitled Label clothing at untildlabelclothing.com. I really hope you guys are having a good week. Part of the reason for this video last week, shout out to my business partner, good friend, Osvaldo, by the way. We were hanging out in San Diego for business, etc. But then he started talking to me about estates, trusts, etc. So I started thinking, this is gonna be the next step that I need to start thinking about, and I wanted to kind of share that information with you guys. So we're gonna be talking about wills, we're gonna be talking about trusts, estates, all that good stuff. So finances, we're getting on point, we're stepping it up to the next level. It's gonna be kind of a boring topic, but let's dive into it. I'm gonna make it as interesting as I possibly can. Today, we're talking about something that we don't really want to think about, but it's very important, and that is going to be having a will. A will is a legal document that details who's going to get your assets after you pass away. It also includes who's going to take care of your property, as well as your children if they are under legal age. This is important because if you pass away or die without one, your wishes that you want carried out may not happen. It also would require someone else, whether it be your heirs or your spouse, to spend time, energy, and money to make sure all your estates are settled. One other important aspect, if you do pass away without one, is that you're leaving everything, your decision-making process, to judges as well as state officials, which you don't want to do that. Reasons why you should have a will is because it's clear. It clarifies who's going to get your assets. It identifies if you have children who are underage, who's going to be responsible for taking care of your children without court intervention. It's easier and faster for your heirs to get access to your assets if you are leaving assets to them as well. And lastly, you know me, saving money on taxes. It's a good way for you to save money on taxes by giving gifts or contributions, donations, stuff like that. So you can kind of work that into your will to where if you pass away, you're actually kind of saving your heirs or whoever you're leaving your assets to, you're saving them a little bit of money by paying a little bit less taxes. Your will can cover a number of things. Some of the basic things that I thought about that can go into your will are going to be bank balances, property, prized possessions, that Porsche that I'm trying to get, businesses, Untitled Label, and investments. So all those things are things that can go into your will that you can pass off to your heirs. So we don't like to think about our death or anything to that, that degree. But once that happens, the whole process is called a probate. This is a legal process for settling an estate, whether you have a will or not. So it varies from state to state, and time-wise, it can also vary as to how long the process is going to take for your heirs to get your assets if you are leaving stuff to them. And another thing too, probates are also public record. There are different types of wills. The most common one is testamentary will. So this is written and also witnessed. This is important because this is prepared. It's a prepared document you sign in the presence of witnesses. Once you get to a certain financial status, you want to start reaching out to trust and estate attorneys. One, to make sure everything that you might be leaving behind is well taken care of. But you're going to be doing this in the presence of a trust/estate attorney. One, it's important because they're gonna know how to precisely word everything so it is still in accordance with state law. The other types of wills are holographic wills, which it's still a will, it's still written. However, you don't have any witnesses to make sure that it was done by you. You have oral wills, which is not usually widely recognized in court. You have a pour over will, which ties into trust. We're going to be talking about trust on the next video. And then you have mutual wills. Mutual wills usually come in handy if you are married or you have a significant other that you've been with for a significant amount of time. What this entails is after one party dies, the remaining party is bound by the terms of the mutual will. This is helpful to ensure assets aren't taken by, let's say you just started dating someone or you just got married off the fly. You still have kids. Your spouse that you just married isn't going to take all your assets and then your kids are left with nothing. So let's say you went ahead, you created a will, you made sure it was all good, all your assets are covered in the will, and then you pass away. One important thing is to name an executor. An executor is going to be the person who is responsible for ensuring your will goes into effect. They're going to be someone that's obviously still living after you pass away. You can have multiple executors. They're going to be responsible for administering the estate, the disbursement of your estate, correction. And it's going to be extremely important for them to know where your will is located. So if they don't have access to your will, then it kind of doesn't help anyone in the situation when you pass away. Lastly, once you actually establish a will, it's going to be very important to review it every couple of years or any time a major life event happens. You want to make sure your will is updated. So you buy a new house, blah, 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 get new assets, get more money, build more investments as we're all doing out here. You want to make sure you're updating your will just to make sure everything is still covered as you get older. So there you go. Today we learned about wills. Quick little episode, hopefully helpful. One of the things that I try to tie in on top of being a field service engineer, I talk about that on our channel, is we want to grow financially. Finances is kind of what has made me, in my opinion, successful, just learning about taxes, laws, ways to save money. And wills is definitely one of the things that you definitely want to have, especially if you're thinking about the future, having kids, family, etc. Make sure you have a will in place just to make sure they're taken care of in case you aren't there to help them out. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please share with a friend. Like this video, comment, let me know what are your thoughts. If I missed something, if you guys are even, estate attorneys that you want to advertise, get out there. If you have more insight on the process of creating a will, let me know below. Definitely genuinely interested in knowing what you guys think. Lastly, if you haven't been to Untitled Label Clothing, untitledlabelclothing.com, go there right now. Link is going to be in the description below. That's all for this video. With that said, I'll catch you on the next one.